Imagine living in a big house with 10 roommates, but the landlord gave you only one mailbox. How do you all share it without mail getting lost? Simple. Each letter comes in, the house manager notes who it belongs to and forwards it. That's exactly what NAT and PAT do for networks, letting hundreds of devices share a single public IP without confusion. Hi guys, I'm DHT Ghost and welcome back to the DHT Ethical Hacking Mega Course. Episode number 8, NAT PAT, sharing one address like roommates. If IP addresses are like home addresses, NAT is the translator that makes private homes talk to the public world. Today we'll cover what NAT is, how PAT extends it, why the internet depends on them, and how attackers sometimes twist them to their advantage. For $1, why NAT exists. Back in the early 90s, IPv4 addresses were running out. There are only about 3 billion possible IPv4 addresses, and the world was adding more devices daily. The solution? Create for private IP ranges. There's like 192.168xx, 10.1xx, 172, and 16 to 31x. X that aren't routable on the internet. But private addresses can't leave your local network on their own. NAT, Network Address Translation, was created to let them communicate using one or a few public addresses. For us, how NAT works. At the edge of your network, a NAT-enabled router or firewall takes every packet with a private IP and rewrites its source address to a public one. To the outside world, all devices look like they're coming from one public IP. When replies come back, NAT reverses the process, matching the connection in its table and delivering the data to the right host. This creates isolation. Your private devices are hidden, and attackers can't directly target them without passing NAT. First, here's NAT flavors, bottom-wire and static NAT. One private IP always maps to one public IP, simple but wasteful. Dynamic NAT, DAO. A pool of public IPs is assigned as needed to private hosts. Import address translation, also called NAT overload. Dozens or even hundreds of private IPs share a single public IP, distinguished by port numbers. Think of roommates all sharing one mailbox but each using their own slot number. PAT is what most home routers use. It's why millions of homes can get online without needing millions of public addresses. For a real-world example, open your phone's browser, your laptop's YouTube, and your console's online game all at once. Your ISP may see just one public IP. NAT with PAT is behind the curtain, mapping each session with unique port numbers so nothing collides. Benefits of NAT PAT. Address conservation. Critical for extending IPv4's life. Third, security by obscurity. Internal IPs are hidden from outsiders. Flexibility. ISPs can give one public IP to an entire home. Seamless connectivity. Multiple users online simultaneously without manual setup. The limitations. NAT isn't perfect. Breaks end-to-end connectivity. Some protocols don't like being rewritten. Can complicate peer-to-peer apps, VoIP, or gaming. Adds processing overhead at firewalls and routers. This is why IPv6 with virtually unlimited addresses was designed to eventually remove the need for NAT. But until IPv6 dominates, NAT plus PAT keep IPv4 alive. Hackers know NAT hides devices, but it also introduces weaknesses. NAT traversal exploits. Tricks like stun, turn, or UPnP abuse to punch holes for malware or backdoors. 3 misconfigurations. Static NAT exposing internal servers without proper firewalls. Port overlaps. Poor PAT handling leading to hijacked sessions. For defenders, the lesson is clear. NAT is not a firewall. You must pair it with ACL, stateful inspection, and segmentation. NAT and PAT are the unsung heroes that allowed the internet to scale. They conserve addresses, hide internal networks, and enable homes, offices, and campuses to connect with only a handful of public IPs. At the same time, they remind us how temporary solutions can become permanent foundations. So next time you connect to Wi-Fi at a coffee shop or game online at home, remember, behind that single public IP, NAT and PAT are working overtime, like a house manager sorting thousands of letters so every roommate gets theirs. This was episode number 8 of the Mega Course. I'm DHT Ghost. If this lesson clarified NAT PAT for you, hit like, subscribe, and share. In the next episode, we'll dive into firewalls, the gatekeepers of the digital city. Until then, keep it ethical, keep it sharp.